Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 29th. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what comes up for you this week. Start off with the Two of Spades. I think you get this card quite frequently. You're like the only sign that gets this all the time. A card of, like I say, changing your mind this year. A lot of people making mind changes. I think maybe because you're not making the changes. So, again, I feel like if you feel like you are being pulled with, in a certain direction, then go with it for sure. A lot of you could be, especially with Neptune and Pisces this year, a lot of you could be having like a lot of crazy thoughts that go against your, go against what you believe and things like that. Like, I think when Neptune's in Pisces, like, sometimes we can have, like, sudden, like, daydreams, realizations, like, all this other weird stuff that, again, might go against the things that we believe. The example that I've always been using is that, this is the type of energy where it's like maybe you're vegan and then you start eating meat again or something like that. Like maybe you're vegan, you haven't been feeling well. You have this like thought in your head that like, oh my God, I need a steak or something. And then you're like, what? That doesn't fit into my beliefs and things like that. What I think it is I think it's the universe trying to create more like balance. And again, that's just an example. I'm not saying that if you're a vegan, you're going to go eat a bunch of meat, but I think that's like the level of craziness that could be happening for a lot of people, is that they could just be having like crazy beliefs. And again, I'm not political, so again, don't take this as a political statement, but even with political beliefs, like maybe you start to see like the opposite sides, whatever side you believe in, maybe you see the opposite sides point on a certain issue or something like that, where it like pops into your head, you're like, oh, I see where they're coming from that. And then you're like, what? I don't believe that. And again, I think it's just the universe trying to kind of like rebalance people out. And also making people realize that things aren't so, black and white. Things aren't just so one-sided. Things are kind of like, all over the place. And I think, I think it's just to balance things out. And so a lot of you could be having those types of like inspirations and beliefs, this week. This can also be a very creative card as well. Because it's about creating balance. Again, creating balance between two things. So a lot of you could be doing that. Next, you have the Seven of Diamonds. Some of you, I feel like, could be worrying about money this week or thinking about money. Probably from coming off of last week or this week. I am shooting these on the 22nd. So probably the week before the 22nd. I think that the week of the 22nd is probably a lot better for you. And then I think the week of the 29th, this week, is even better for a lot of you. It could be like a total change for some of you. So I think that's definitely going to be nice for a lot of you. For some of you, this could represent a promotion, new changes. And I also feel like for some of you, it's like something just clicks, especially if you have a business or something and things haven't been working out. I think that you could have like again, daydream, sudden realization where you're like, oh, I know what the missing piece is. And then you plug it in and then all of a sudden you're making money or something along those lines. And for others of you, it could be that kind of like click in other areas as well. So definitely like to see that. Next, you have the Four of Clubs. I want to say Taurus had this as well, or what do they have? Something, but definitely a card of, no, it was Gemini. And I told Gemini that this week I think is a great week to focus and to definitely put in a single focus into things. It might be a good idea, especially for you. And you also have the Joker, which they also have the Joker, which is very interesting. I think that it could be a good time for you to like really focus on one project or one thing this week and really put all your energy into it. It's the same message basically. And I think that will help you reach a new level of success in that area. I think that it's probably a bad week for you to scatter your energies between a bunch of different things at this time. This card is also a great card for doing research. You also have the King of Clubs, kind of like, both cards are kind of like digging into things, really checking into things. I would say it's not a good week to just accept things at face value. Definitely a great week for doing research. And again, King of Clubs, great time to do research, dig into things, learn more about things, and don't just accept things as they are. Four of Clubs can be a card where it's a good card, but it can be a card where you kind of get into trouble because you could just like accept something. It's like blind acceptance or whatever, where you just accept something and it turns out to not be true. So make sure you use the kind of like detective abilities of the King of Clubs to be able to like sniff things out and really figure out, how things are, if things are really as good as they seem or not. And that's definitely what I would do with this card. Let's see. This card can also represent, confusion and feeling like some sort of depression and things like that. I feel like that some of you, what else do we have here? I feel like some of you could have had to let something go that you're sad about, but I actually feel like it'll be a positive thing. So don't hold on to that too much. Next, you have the Joker. Like I said, being able to focus on a bunch of things at once, but needing to kind of like narrow in that focus. Joker, I always look at as a very good card. It allows you to handle a lot of work. It allows you to do a lot. I think, actually, now that I think about it, I think Virgo gets this card a lot as well. So again, it allows you to do a lot. It allows you to put a lot of focus into things, and a lot of energy into multiple projects. But I would say use all of that energy into one this week. Don't focus on like 20 things at once, because I think that will be more beneficial for you. Next, Five of Hearts. A couple of other signs have had this card this week, so obviously there's something going on in the astrology or in the energy about jealousy. This card can represent jealousy at work, people being jealous of you. I always say this is a card that represents positive jealousy, like jealousy to be ignored, like you got a promotion and somebody else didn't or something like that. So definitely just stay out of it. If you engage it, it gets significantly worse. So make sure that you do not engage any types of jealousy this week. And finally, you have the Four of Diamonds. Very good card for more stability in your finances, moving, planning a move, more money coming into the home. So it could be even your partner if you live with somebody or something. They could be making more money, which would benefit you. But it's also a card of patience. It says that things are getting better, but you just have to be patient at this time. It looks like a great week. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.